So get this. High heels were originally made for men. Back in the 10th century, Persian soldiers wore heeled shoes while riding horses. The heel actually helped their feet stay in the stirrups during battle. By the 17th century, European royalty started copying the style. King Louis XIV of France, who was only 5'4", totally loved heels, especially red ones, which only nobility were allowed to wear. Heels became a symbol of wealth and power. Wild, right? Heels weren't always for catwalks, and they were for cavalry. Okay, here's something you might not know. Wigs were worn to cover baldness caused by STDs. In the 17th and 18th centuries, diseases like syphilis made people lose their hair. So instead of just going bald, wealthy Europeans shaved their heads and wore these big powdered wigs. They called them perukes or periwigs, and they totally became a fashion trend, especially at royal courts. The bigger and whiter the wig, the more status you showed off. Who knew medicine and fashion would mix together into those wild powdered pompadours? Here's a tasty fact. Ketchup used to be medicine. The very first versions of ketchup actually came from Asia and were made of fermented fish. Later, in the 1800s, an American physician named Dr. John Cook Bennett claimed tomatoes had healing powers. He started marketing tomato-based ketchup as a cure for things like diarrhea and indigestion. He even sold it in pill form. Imagine that. Take 2 squirts and call me in the morning. Did you know the very first Olympic Games had only one event? The very first Olympic Games in Greece, way back in 776 BC, featured just one race, the stadion, which was about the length of a football field. Only free Greek men could compete. No women, no team sports, and no medals. The prize? A crown made of olive leaves and, well, eternal glory. From one foot race to today's global sports festival, that's pretty epic. So get this. Alarm clocks used to actually require a person with a stick. Before alarm clocks were, common, people in industrial-era Britain actually hired knocker-uppers to wake them up for work. These human alarm clocks would tap on windows using long bamboo sticks, poles, or even pea shooters. Some of them had hundreds of clients and did rounds before sunrise every single day. Rise and shine! Someone's poking your window! The stethoscope was invented, believe it or not, because a doctor was shy. René Laennec, a French doctor, didn't feel comfortable placing his head on a woman's chest to listen to her heart, which was, actually the custom back then. So instead, he rolled up some paper into a tube to help amplify the sound. It worked so well that he ended up creating a wooden version, and just like that, the stethoscope was born in 1816. Good manners led to a medical breakthrough. So, in Japan, people used to blacken their teeth on purpose. Ohaguro was a practice among Japanese aristocrats and samurai families. It symbolized beauty, loyalty, and maturity, especially among married women. The black dye was actually made from iron filings and vinegar. And believe it or not, it also helped protect teeth from decay. To them, shiny white teeth were for children and animals, not classy adults. The Aztecs actually used chocolate as money. Cacao beans were super sacred to the Aztecs and were used to trade goods. Like, you could get a tamale for 3 beans. But since cacao was so valuable, only the wealthy could drink real chocolate. And it was bitter and spicy, not sweet like the chocolate we know today. Money really did grow on trees in ancient Mesoamerica. Kids once wrote on bark or wax tablets. In ancient Rome and Greece, children used wax-coated wooden tablets and a pointed stylus to write. They could smooth the wax out and reuse it, kinda like an early whiteboard. In Northern Europe, Viking kids sometimes carved letters into birch bark instead of using paper. Reusable school supplies, ancient and eco-friendly. In medieval schools, students were punished with dunce hats. Scottish scholar John Duns Scotus believed that pointed hats directed knowledge into the brain. Later on, schools used dunce caps to shame struggling students by making them wear tall, cone-shaped hats and sit in the corner. Ironically, a hat meant to increase learning became a symbol of failure. Knowledge funnel? more like public humiliation.